Our April 30th trip to the great horned owl nest found Henrietta resting comfortably, swaying back and forth in the strong winds that were blowing that day. She appeared healthy, strong, and soon became extremely active, stretching her wings, walking around the perimeter of the nest, and checking us out every once in a while. The winds were so strong, I became concerned as she was sitting on the edge of that nest. I figured the winds were going to blow her right off. She kept raising those wings. I actually was afraid for her up there. She would settle down at times, but soon would resume exercising those wings and traversing the edge of the nest. It would appear she was preparing to branch, that behavior that owls do, consisting of stepping out of their nest onto an adjoining limb of the tree and investigating their nearby surroundings. Each time she began moving around or raised up and began walking around the nest, we were convinced she was about to take the plunge and move to an adjoining branch. But no, it just didn't happen. She just continues to move around the nest, expanding her wings, showing the feather development, and her agility as she navigates around the very edge of that nest. Her activities on the perimeter of the nest come to a halt when she decides she's hungry and begins digging around, ripping her lunch into bite-sized pieces, then showing us what she has. After all that activity and food, she appears to be tired, yawns, and closes her eyes for a nap. Our next trip to the nest was on May 5th. We were responding to a telephone call, a call that announced, "Henrietta is branching." We grabbed the camera gear and rushed to the nest, only to find her sleeping soundly. And for the next 3 hours, we spent them watching her do a variety of things. However, none of them included branching. We watched her groom herself, picking away at her down and breast feathers, tugging and pulling. I expected to see a beak full of feathers. She was pulling so hard, but that didn't happen. Next, she was eating, consuming something left by her parents the night before. Couldn't tell what it was, but she certainly was eating. We watched as she responded to every sight and every sound. We spent the entire morning observing her spin her head in all directions, eyes identifying each reverberation, each noise, but not once did she branch. So by noon, we gave up, packed up our gear, and went home. In the afternoon, we went back to check out the nest. After all that call we got in the morning, was from someone who had observed her branching, but we had failed to capture it on camera. When we got to the location, she was just sitting there in the nest. So I took a couple of pictures, and then we started to leave. Unfortunately, that resulted in my missing the shot of Henrietta flapping her wings and climbing to this position. She had left the nest and now sits on a branch in her cottonwood tree. Henrietta, who is now an official brancher. Henrietta is 6 to 7 weeks old and has begun branching right on schedule. She will continue branching for several more weeks while she learns the skill of flying. You see, great horned owls can't fly well until they're 9 or 10 weeks old, so they practice and develop the skill while moving from one branch to another within their nesting tree. Often young owlets fall to the ground during this period and can't make it back up to the nest. Not to worry, I'm told. The experts tell us the adults will continue to care for and feed the young on the ground, the same as they would if they were in the nest. Henrietta moves around on the branch using a combination of walking and flying as she moves from one position to another. Notice the large, strong claws that grip that branch. As she sits there, almost regal in appearance, upright, straight, and tall, the perfect great horned owlet, on her way to becoming an independent member of Owl Society. Hopefully, we will be able to monitor her continued development in the weeks to come. My name is Dolores Hagen. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.